Chapter 11 Bastard Child. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Jiang Mian started to sweat when she heard Jiang Yu. How could she forget that they haven't met yet? Of course, she didn't. But she assumed that Jiang Yu would directly lash out at her. Her mother, Lu Shi, said that this Jiang Yu is dumb and ignorant. That Jiang Yu was raised under her equally ignorant and arrogant mother. She should not react like this. Jiang Yu should have thrown a fit and bully her in front of everyone. Jie. She said while clenching her fist. She should not say something that will further embarrass her. Jiang Yu, you're too much. You didn't just curse your new mother. Now you are also pretending that you don't even recognize your sister. You are despicable. A shrill voice came beside Jiang Mian. It was Lu Qian, Jiang Mian's cousin. Jiang Yu looked at them like they were clowns. Her eyes full of ridicule. She felt a little angry though. She always thought that Jiang Mian is smart. In her previous life, Jiang Mian always wins. This is not her character at all. She remembered that in her previous life, Jiang Mian always had the advantage. This situation seems to be a bit weird. She looked at them again. Her mood is slowly changing. If Jiang Mian was originally dumb, does that mean she was too muddled in the past? Is that the reason why Jiang Mian is always above her? Always one step ahead of her? Does that mean she is dumber than Jiang Mian in her previous life? Did Jiang Mian infect her somehow? Sorry, Jiang Mian. I am not in the mood to play with you today, she thought. She is really bent on avoiding this type of people. What if she gets infected again? You must have mistaken me for someone else. My mother died when I was 15. I'm an only child. Unless. She looked at Jiang Mian from head to toe. Then back at Lu Qian. Unless you're telling me that my father had been cheating on my mother and got her mistress pregnant. She held her chin, trying to show that she is contemplating something. Are you telling me that my father had been cheating on my mother for more than 15 years? And that this miss is the bastard child of my father from her mistress? Jiang Mian and Lu Shi paled in fright. This is a taboo topic. How could this Jiang Yu just blurt it out in the open like this? Isn't she also a part of the Jiang family? Why would she speak something that would harm her father and the Jiangs? On the other hand, the other students who heard what Jiang Yu said are already having thoughts of their own. I also heard about that from my father. It was a big scandal. The Wangs were angered because Jiang Yu's father married Jiang Mian's mother just 3 months after he lost his first wife. So, are you telling me it's true? Senior Jiang was born a bastard child from an affair. I heard, Jiang Yu didn't even show up on her father's wedding. Is it possible that she was not aware? I heard she was not in the country at that time. What kind of father will not let his daughter know about his marriage? Seeing that she already achieved the effect that she wants. Jiang Yu felt elated. Now all she had to do was to find a way to leave and avoid this Jiang Mian again. I don't want to speculate something without proof. Jiang Yu looked at Jiang Mian and the people surrounding her. This miss, what did you say your name was again? She asked Jiang Mian. Jiang Mian. Jiang Mian said while gritting her teeth in anger. She had no choice but to answer Jiang Yu. She really wanted to find a hole where she could bury herself. This is the first time that someone embarrassed her like this. Oh. Jiang Mian. Jiang Mian, I already heard that name before. Ha. You're Lu Shi's daughter. You should have said so earlier. You didn't even introduce yourself. Where did all your manners go? As an elder of the family, I will take all responsibility of your ill manners. The family have not raised you well. She shook her head. Then her eyes widened as if she just realized something. She then checked her purse, trying to find something. Oh right. Here. Take this. This is the calling card and address of my etiquette teacher when I was 5. I will let her teach you. Don't worry about the bill. I will pay everything for you. Okay. Jiang Yu said while giving Jiang Mian a sweet innocent smile. Oh, look at the time. I have to go now. My next class is about to start. Then she waved her hands and strutted her way out of the school cafeteria. A total silence wrapped around the cafeteria after Jiang Yu left. Everyone was dumbstruck. What does she mean by ill manners? What takes responsibility as an elder? What etiquette teacher? A lot of people didn't know if they want to laugh or cry. That Jiang Yu is surely cunning and shameless. Embarrassing her sister like that, then bolting out before they could even react. She even sounds so righteous. Some of the students who witnessed the scene started to leave silently. They don't want to get implicated. After all, the headmistress came from the Lu family. On the other hand, Jiang Mian was fuming with rage. Rage roared through her mind. She closed her eyes to calm herself down as she swallowed another mouthful of blood. That Jiang Yu is too much. How could she not recognize you? And she really had the guts to embarrass you like that. HMP. I will call Aunt Lu and let her know about this. Let's see how Aunt Lu will take care of that B*TCH. Lu Qian whined beside her. Jiang Mian didn't utter a single word. She is too angry. She miscalculated. I will remember this humiliation today, Jiang Yu. This is just the start. I will make you pay 10 times the humiliation I felt today. Jiang Mian thought. Jiang Mian's group just walked to their respective class in silence. They were not in a good mood. They hated Jiang Yu for embarrassing their sister Jiang. They had even forgotten the reason why they approached Jiang Yu in the first place. Jiang Yu is ecstatic. She was able to avoid a possible humiliating scene. She was humming a tune while skipping her way to her classroom. Ha ha ha. Who is the best actress now? She thought while giving herself a cunning smile. Hey. Hey. I like what you did a while ago. Ha. That girl Jiang Mian thought she could fool everyone in this school. It's surely refreshing for someone to remind her of her roots. Ha ha ha, someone suddenly said, startling her. She looked at the person smiling happily beside her. She seems to look familiar, but she couldn't remember her name. Oh, hee hee. Where are my manners? I'm Shenrong. We're actually classmates and my sit is located in front of yours. Shenrong introduces herself enthusiastically. She always thought that rich people are quite arrogant just like her family, but this girl beside her screams different. This Jiang Yu seems to be different. Nice to meet you, I'm Jiang Yu. I know. I saw what happened at the cafeteria and I'm a fan. Ha ha ha. You should have seen Jiang Mian's face when you left. Jiang Yu couldn't help but feel happy inside. In this lifetime, someone had approached her and talked to her like a normal person. She remembered that in her previous life, no one wants to approach her because she acts as if she is above everyone else. They reached their classroom while laughing and talking. So, you seem to not like Jiang Mian, did something happen between you two? She asked Shenrong. Nah, I don't dislike her either. I just don't feel comfortable around her. I think there's something about her that I can't explain. Maybe it's the way she pretends and acts pure and kind. That, and I like the way she looked when you embarrassed her. Ha ha ha. Shenrong answered without batting an eye. Jiang Yu enjoyed Shenrong's company. She looks at her and gives her a sincere smile. Maybe in this lifetime, she will have friends. True friends. And the day ended with Jiang Yu feeling happy and Jiang Mian quivering with rage. Chapter 12 Bullying. You are listening at novelfull.audio. That is bullying. Lu Shi roared while looking Jiang Chunming. That daughter of yours is treating Jiang Mian like she is not her sister at all. How dare she embarrass my daughter like that? If I will not make that B*TCH pay, then my surname is not Lu. Enough. Jiang Chonming blurted. Did you just raise your voice on me? Are you taking sides now? Are you going to choose that B*TCH over my daughter? Ha! Did you forget how I helped you get rid of her mother? Ha! Are you taking her side over me? How dare you? Lu Shi was livid. Fury twisted inside of her, making her think irrationally. I will have that B*TCH sent to where her mother is. I will. I said enough. You shut up. Jiang Chonming's voice echoed. Lu Shi looked at him, her eyes widened in disbelief. This man never shouted at her like this before. We need to think this through. We can't be careless about this. I am not taking sides either. I don't want to hurt our daughter in the process. Jiang Chonming is still rational. He knows something must have happened to Jiang Yu. Why would she change so much after her mother's death? Did she know that his father had been cheating on her mother for more than 15 years? That is impossible. After Wang Rou's death, they informed everyone that she only saw Lu Shi once after he got married and something unexpected happened between them, but they didn't see each other after. That he was not even aware of her pregnancy. When they saw each other again, Jiang Mian is already 15 years old. And since his wife is already dead, she need to take responsibility for what he did to Lu Shi. Everyone thought that Lu Shi was righteous for staying away from a married man despite being impregnated. She didn't even ask for any assistance to raise her child. Jiang Chonming made sure to cover all the evidence of their affair. He is sure that the Wangs didn't know of it as well. Wang Rou knew of this affair, but she couldn't have informed her child about it. After all, she pampered Jiang Yu too much. What do you mean? Lu Shi's rationality slowly came back. Jiang Chonming is right. They couldn't be too hasty. The Wangs are watching them. It's impossible for her to know something about the past. Wang Rou never told her a thing. She must have just guessed it. He made a deliberate pause, then continued. She started changing her attitude after her mother's death. The change must have something to do with it. He explained. We need to find a way to get the original copies of Wang Rou's deeds first. If we harm Jiang Yu, I'm sure the Wangs will do everything to exterminate us. He continued. Tell Jiang Mian to stop scheming and act cordially with her sister. Jiang Chonming said while contemplating something. Lu Shi nodded. Jiang Chonming's decision is reasonable. The Wang family is very influential. If they make a wrong move against Jiang Yu, the Wang family will surely back her up. Do you know where Jiang Yu lives? I heard she is not living at the Wang's ancestral house. She asked. She's living at a penthouse in the central area, Jiang Chonming answered. Lu Shi frowned. The central area is a very expensive part of the city. The Wangs surely pampered her. Asked her to let Xiao Mian stay at her place. Her place is nearer to the school and it will be convenient to let Xiao Mian stay with her. She could also get close to Jiang Yu. Lu Shi suggested. Jiang Chonming looked at her. Then he shook his head. That's not possible. Jiang Yu doesn't like Jiang Mian. She even embarrassed her in front of the whole school. I'm sure she won't agree. Unless we do something to make her agree. Lu Shi seems to be in deep thought. They need to be careful. Then she gave him an evil smile. Let me take care of it. After what happened at the cafeteria, Jiang Yu decided to avoid all crowded places at the school. She wanted to avoid another confrontation with Jiang Mian. Not that she is afraid of her, she just didn't want to associate herself with the likes of Jiang Mian. Pure on the outside but black and blue in the insides. Her days went by peacefully. She decided to avoid the cafeteria and stay in less crowded places like the library. Shenrong also started spending more time with her. Both of them decided to bring their own lunch to avoid going to the school cafeteria. That is until one afternoon, Jiang Yu and Shenrong were talking about music. Shenrong likes to dance classical music and coincidentally, Jiang Yu also loves playing classical songs. Shenrong was laughing while narrating something to Jiang Yu. So, I was like, no, don't change the pace. No. Jiang Yu. They were interrupted by a tall tan guy with blonde hair. Jiang Yu examined the guy. She can sense arrogance from the guy's aura. Yes. You need something? She asked. Come with me, Senior Yu Chen wants to see you. The mention of Yu Chen's name gave Jiang Yu a feeling that she couldn't explain. She didn't like Yu Chen in either of her lifetimes. Still, they were married once. If Yu Chen needs something from Jiang Yu, then why don't he come and see her instead? Shenrong asked condescendingly. Shenrong clearly doesn't like Yu Chen as well. Senior Yu Chen is a busy man. He is the student president after all. If he wants to see you, then you go see him. The guy raised his voice while looking at them. His eyes full of arrogance. I won't go. Jiang Yu replied shortly. What did you say? The boy looked dumbfounded. He didn't expect for Jiang Yu to blatantly say no. I said, I won't go. You. Do you know how many people have the privilege to be asked to see him? The guy is starting to get agitated. They already know that Jiang Yu is arrogant from the rumors. But he didn't expect that she could be this arrogant. I don't need anything from him. Why do I need to go see him? The guy wanted to slap some sense into this arrogant female. How dare she ask Senior Yu Chen to come see her instead? I already told you Senior is busy. Well, as you can see, I am very busy too, Jiang Yu answered. Her voice full of confidence. The guy's nostrils flared in annoyance. You are just sitting here. Talking. In what way are you busy? What talking? I'm doing therapy. Okay. The .ra.py, Aya. Don't disturb us. We're busy with therapy. Go get lost already. Jiang Yu answered, then she gestured the guy to go away. I'm trying my best to avoid all of them. If they do something and still insist on becoming a part of my life, then I will kill them with anger, Jiang Yu thought. Her mind full of evil thoughts. When Shenrong and the guy saw Jiang Yu's sinister smile, they shivered in fright. The guy didn't have a choice but go back to Yu Chen. This Jiang Yu is unreasonably crazy. He will make sure to avoid her in the future. Chapter 13 Mr. Student President, you are listening at novelfull.audio. Jiang Yu is feeling uneasy. She is wondering why Yu Chen would want to see her now. In the previous life, Yu Chen never initiated any contact first. She was the one who approached him first. She wanted to seduce him and make Jiang Mian jealous. In this life, without her interference, who knows if Yu Chen and Jiang Mian are already together. That Yu Chen is Jiang Mian's boyfriend. She heard Shenrong say. You might want to be careful in the days to come. He is the student president. Jiang Mian fooled a lot of people with her attitude. Some people might retaliate because you embarrassed their goddess. Shenrong continued. Jiang Yu shrugged. As she guessed, Yu Chen and Jiang Mian are already together. Shenrong is right. A lot of people liked Jiang Mian. But they should not provoke her. She is doing her best to avoid them. If they do something to cause her any problems, then she won't hesitate to crush them like the insect that they are. After their class, Jiang Yu decided to spend some time at the library to study. Shenrong, on the other hand, decided to go to her dormitories to rest. She had been having stomach cramps all day. Jiang Yu offered to bring her to the hospital but Shenrong refused. So Jiang Yu didn't have a choice but go with her to her dorm first before going to the library by herself. But, on her way to the library, she bumped into the person she wanted to avoid at all cost. Yu Chen. Yu Chen is handsome. In fact, a lot of girls like him. But, he is not her type. For her, he looks like a typical actor. A not that outstanding actor, at that. She often wondered why Yu Chen's charms didn't work on her. She looked at Yu Chen and his entourage of male and female. As a student president, he is always busy and a lot of people always loves to follow him around. Look, she couldn't get Brother Yu's attention, so she finally decided to show herself and try a different strategy, someone said out of nowhere. She furrowed her brows. When did she attempt to get Yu Chen's attention? Did they think that she refused to see him because she wants his attention? If so, these people are dumb. She needs to avoid dumb people. Still acting. I see. Hey you. Why don't you accept that you like Brother Yu? A girl with cropped hair said. She stopped walking and looked at the group of people accompanying Yu Chen. Jiang Yu knew most of them from her past life. Are you talking to me? Jiang Yu asked them. She really wanted to live a peaceful life. Why did these people want to ruin her day? She thought. Is there anyone here aside from you? B***tch. Your tricks won't work with Brother Yu. The girl said with a smug smile on her face. Everyone laughed except for Yu Chen. Excuse me. Are you talking about Yu Chen, the student president? She asked. Considering the fact that she has yet met Yu Chen in this lifetime, her question is still reasonable. Then she giggled. Her eyes full of mockery. Why would I like a stern piece of wood that I haven't met yet? She asked. The group's laughter died. They looked at Yu Chen, then at Jiang Yu. Yu Chen was standing in front of Jiang Yu. Yet, she didn't recognize him. Did they assume the wrong thing? Yu Chen's gaze turns cold. As a student council president, a lot of people admired him. This boosts his ego and made him assume all girls like his cold attitude. Even Jiang Mian couldn't help but blush while looking at him. Jiang Yu, on the other hand, was smiling inwardly. If these people thought they could bully her, then they need to think again. What? Did I say something wrong? He asked me to see him a while ago. But I refuse. Why would I waste my time seeing a dog fart who loves to associate himself with people who likes to, 1, pat a horse's ass? She looked at them. Her gaze full of hidden contempt and mockery. TSK, you people think that by saying something bad to me or about me you can earn the student's president's good books. How naive. She continued. You. Stop acting. We know you like Brother Yu. Stop acting as if you don't know him. We're not buying it. The girl with the cropped hair blocked her way. Everyone thinks that this girl is so willful. She even had the guts to insult Senior Yu Chen in front of his face. Enough. Stop it, Xiao Yan. You know I don't tolerate fighting. But Brother Yu, the girl tried to say something but Yu Chen interrupted her. So you are Jiang Yu. Yu Chen looks at the girl before her. She is definitely a beauty, but the contempt in her eyes are way too obvious. She wondered how did she manage to offend this girl. I asked to see you earlier because I have something to tell you. He continued. Jiang Yu looked shocked. Of course she is just acting, but they don't know that. She knows that Yu Chen will intervene at some point. She knows his ego can't take the insults. He would want her to apologize in front of this people. But he will not be so vulgar to say it directly. You're Yu Chen. She raised an eyebrow while looking at him. Yu Chen nodded. I just want to tell you about the rules in this school. I heard you have been bullying your sister. We don't allow bullying in this school. Yu Chen tried to act calm. Jiang Yu's lips lift up into a smirk. So, Jiang Mian is using someone else to make trouble for her. She thought. That's right. Stop bullying Senior Jiang. You can't bully her just because she is your stepsister. Another voice said behind Yu Chen. Bullying. She looked at Yu Chen. Her eyes full of ridicule. Ah. This person is still dumb as she expected. Jiang Yu smiled to herself. Alright, Yu Chen. Let's play. Chapter 14 Jiang Mian's Plans. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 14 Jiang Mian's Plans. Jiang Yu was about to retort when she heard someone's footsteps coming towards their way. She turns her head to look and her eyes almost popped out. Xiao Mian, why are you here? I told you to wait for me at the cafeteria. Yu Chen asked Jiang Mian, who just arrived. Jiang Yu wanted to curse her luck. Yu Chen is one thing, but both Yu Chen and Jiang Mian together is another. The gods of luck must have cursed her when she reincarnated. A realization hit Jiang Yu. Maybe she really couldn't avoid them forever. Maybe a peaceful life is not really for her. She needed to prepare herself to counter these people. She needs to find a way to protect herself. Without her maternal family, she is vulnerable. She just can't depend on them forever. Chen Gij, I left something in my dormitories. I was about to get it. What are you doing here with my elder sister? Jiang Mian tried to act innocent. She knows Yu Chen will approach Jiang Yu after she told him what happened. Her mother Lu Shi told her to be cordial with Jiang Yu. So how could she pass an opportunity like this? She could not create trouble for Jiang Yu by herself. But she could always make someone do it for her. Jiang Mian could always ask someone to bully Jiang Yu, then she could save her and establish a relationship with her sister. Somehow Jiang Mian felt satisfied with her plan. She needs to get close to Jiang Yu. I was about to ask your sister to make a public apology for embarrassing you the other day. Yu Chen said while looking at Jiang Yu. Jiang Yu was dumbfounded. Yu Chen actually wants her to apologize. Is this guy dumb or what? Jiang Mian approached her first that day. She was just clearly defending herself. Chen Ji, there must be a misunderstanding. Jie didn't bully me. She only wants to help me, Jiang Mian said as she tries to hold Jiang Yu's arms. Jiang Yu looks at her sister. Then she tried to shrug her hands off. She is wondering what could be Jiang Mian's plan. It is unusual for her to say something like that. What misunderstanding? She bullied you. Everyone saw it, the girl named Xiao Yan said while pointing her fingers at Jiang Yu. No. I thought I'm fine. It was just a misunderstanding. Jiang Mian shook her head and looked at Jiang Yu. Elder sister, I apologize on their behalf. They misunderstood you. She said as she cupped Jiang Yu's hands. Jiang Mian is clearly showing a sign of goodwill. Jiang Yu really didn't know if she wants to laugh or to cry. She just couldn't understand this Jiang Mian. She knows that Jiang Mian is scheming and black-hearted. However, she couldn't guess Jiang Mian's reasons for doing so. Chen Gij, I would like to have some private time with my sister. Jiang Mian said to Yu Chen. Yu Chen nodded before walking ahead with his entourage. He felt proud while looking at Jiang Mian. He didn't choose wrong. His little girlfriend is so kind. Yu Chen couldn't wait to prove his parents wrong. Thinking about his parents, his mood changed. When he went home last night, his father asked him to get close to Jiang Yu, the heir to the Wang group. Yu Chen wondered why would Jiang Yu become an heir to the Wangs when she is already a Jiang. His father told him a lot of things including the scandal between Jiang Mian's parents. His father told him that all of Wang Rou's assets are in Jiang Yu's name. This means that she owns half of the Jiang's company and half of the Wang group. Yu Chen was dumbfounded. This Jiang Yu asset is bigger than all of the Yu families combined. His father told him to try to win Jiang Yu's heart. But the conversation did not end well when Yu Qin declined. He then told his father that his girlfriend is Jiang Yu's younger sister, Jiang Mian. Even her mother showed some disappointments. Elder sister. I know you are living at your own place already, but father and mother miss you and we could all use a family bonding. How about we visit you at your house sometime? Jiang Mian asked Jiang Yu the moment that they were alone. Jiang Yu answered. These people won't stop pestering her. She needs to know what they actually want from her. She needs to keep her enemy closer. Truly. Jiang Mian asked enthusiastically. You can visit after the national exams. I'm quite busy these past few days. I'm trying to catch up with the lessons here. She replied. Then that's great. Jiang Mian beamed with happiness. The quicker she could get close to Jiang Yu the better. She couldn't wait to get everything from Jiang Yu. Jiang Mian is laughing inwardly. She really couldn't wait to destroy Jiang Yu's pretty face. Since she was a child, her mother already told her a lot of stuff about Jiang Yu. She knows that her mother should have been the wife of her father. She knows that without Jiang Yu and her mother, they could have avoided all those humiliations brought by being a mistress. Without Jiang Yu, she could wipe off the dirt and shame of being a mistress daughter. Jiang Yu and her mother stole everything from her and Lu Shi. So it is only reasonable that she stole Jiang Yu's assets and make it hers. This is going to be the compensation for the humiliation that Jiang Yu and her mother had caused on them. The thought of the completion of her plans made Jiang Mian beamed even more. Chapter 15 Awakening. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Later that night, Jiang Mian talked to Lu Shi and Jiang Chanming about her plans over the phone. Jiang Chanming was quite satisfied with this daughter of his. Jiang Mian is very smart and cunning. He is proud of his daughter for being independent. Lu Shi, however, feels impatient. The national exams is more than a month away. They couldn't wait that long. They need to get close to Jiang Yu as soon as possible. After Jiang Chanming left to his study, Lu Shi dialed her phone to call someone. She heard 3 rings before the person on the other line answered. What do you want? She heard the man said. His voice laced with impatience. I want you to do something to Jiang Yu. She answered. There was a long silence before she heard the man's voice again. How much damage do you want? Just enough to put her to the hospital for a few days. And I want it as soon as possible. She said. Got it. Send the payment to my account. No. No payment this time. I want you to do this for your daughter. Our daughter. Lu Shi said as she tried to suppress her feelings. This is just the second time that she initiated contact with this man after she gave birth. First was when she asked him to do something about Wang Ro, Jiang Yu's mother. She heard a chuckle on the other line. Lu Shi. Ah. Lu Shi. You are still as dumb as ever. Did a donkey hit your head? Then she heard him laugh, this time his voice is full of mockery. Say. What would Jiang Chanming do if he discovered that Jiang Mian is not of his blood? Hm. No, don't. Please don't. I will send the payment tomorrow. Just don't do something that will harm my daughter. Lu Shi said as she gripped her phone. Her knuckles turning white. Let me remind you about something, Lu Shi. I never cared about your daughter. I only care about the money. He said before he cuts off the line without waiting for her reply. Lu Shi gritted her teeth as she tosses her phone over her bed. That man is so hateful. He never cared about his daughter. All he cares about is the money that she sends him monthly to keep his mouth shut. Lu Shi knows that she couldn't just kill the man, yet. That man is very cunning. He always kept some insurance, in case something happens to him. This man has become her bane. He is Lu Shi's greatest fear. But, Lu Shi doesn't need to think of this man for now. What she needs is to create an elaborate plan to hook Jiang Yu. Despite the silence in her house, Jiang Yu was not feeling any discomfort. In fact, she felt quite relaxed. Jiang Yu was lying in her king-sized bed while thinking about the events these past few days. She just finished a call to his cousin Wang Minghua. She asked her cousin to gather a specific group of people for her. People with specific expertise. She knows that the Wang family had their own little army to protect them. But she wants to create a little group of her own to take care of her little problems. She wanted to grow as an individual. Jiang Yu knows that she couldn't depend on the Wang family forever. Jiang Yu let out a long sigh as she continues staring at the wall above her. She really couldn't do anything without the Wang family. In her previous life, she died at the age of 24, turning 25. But she realized that, at that age, she really didn't know a lot of things. After her mother's death, she felt that she didn't know a lot of things. But it seems that with each passing year, she was a lot less clear about most of it. She realized that she died not knowing most of anything. She was too focused on scheming and competing with Jiang Mian that she didn't notice what was happening around her. Or maybe at that time, she really didn't care about it. Even after living a quarter of a century, she realized that she was still so naive. She always thought that if she avoided all those people from her past, then she will be at peace. She even made new friends and associated herself with the people that truly like her. Yet, fate has a funny way of doing things. She couldn't just watch those people cause chaos in her life. She is still determined to avoid them, but if they insist on doing something, then she won't be merciful as well. And to succeed, she needs her own army. She will create her own empire to protect her. This realization is like her awakening. What transpired today is like the catalyst for this decision. And she will do it. This is for herself and for the people that she loves. For the people that she wants to protect in the future. After having this thought, Jiang Yu give herself a pat in the back. While she is still building her empire, she needs a diversion. She needs to do something about the people that could easily ruin her while she is still vulnerable. And she will start with Yu Chen. As the campus student president, Yu Chen had the biggest influence not just to the students but also to the teachers. She needs to keep Yu Chen busy for a while, so he will forget about creating trouble for Jiang Yu. Jiang Yu walked into the study table across her bed. She opened her laptop and started typing a series of complicated codes. If there was one thing that she is an expert of, that is hacking. She had been learning for the past 3 years. She did this because of 2 reasons. First was because the Wangs had a company that involves a lot of technology. And the second reason was that, she really wanted to do the things that she was not able to do in her previous life. Her fingers flew over the keyboards like her life depended on it. Then after a while, Jiang Yu's lips lifted into an evil smile. So, this is what you keep in your laptop. Why don't we let everyone know about your dirty little secret? Jiang Yu thought out loud as she hit enter. On the next day, a big scandal hit the student president of an A-list secondary school. The student president allegedly sent lewd images and videos to all of his email contacts. People said someone hacked his computer. Some even called him pervert. On the background, Jiang Yu was just watching as the teachers run to the headmistress' office for an emergency meeting. She was quietly sipping her iced coffee while enjoying the show. Of course, the student president that was mentioned on the rumors was Yu Chen. And the culprit was Jiang Yu. But no one really knows that. Well, except for one other person. The person who was always watching her. Chapter 16 Museum. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Today is Saturday. It had been 2 days since that incident happened and Jiang Yu still feels ecstatic. The incident had given both Yu Chen and Jiang Mian a lot of stress lately. Bvecu Chen was not allowed to leave his home. Now that his reputation is hanging by a thread, his parents pushed him to get Jiang Yu's attention even more. Jiang Yu's help alone could practically save their business. Using her name to diminish this bad rumors can be considered child's play. Jiang Mian, on the other hand, is taking all the brunt from the incident. She is doing her best to tell everyone that her Chen Gij is innocent. Still, she couldn't stop the students from talking behind her back. The school is not doing any better. A lot of teachers want Yu Chen to be expelled, but the headmistress disagreed. Her main reason is that Yu Chen is one of the top students in the school. If they expel him now, it will affect their score in the national exams. A lot of teachers didn't like her line of thought, but they could only grit their teeth in anger. Yu Chen also came from an influential family, and to offend them is not really a good thing. Jiang Yu didn't expect this outcome. Nonetheless, she is still happy. Today, she asked Shen Rong to celebrate for her accomplished week. Of course, that was just to cover the true reason for her happiness. Shen Rong agreed without second thoughts. After some minutes of deciding where to spend their day, they finally decided to meet in an art museum. Both Jiang Yu and Shen Rong loved music and art. Jiang Yu had deep memories when it comes to art. After all, her mother, Wan Ro, was an artist. Wan Ro always loved to bring her to art galleries when she was still alive. Jiang Yu chose to wear a knee-length floral printed white dress. It's still spring, so she decided to wear colorful clothes, in contrast to her usual neutral-colored style. They agreed to meet at 10 a.m. but Jiang Yu arrived earlier. She is planning to take a look at some of the paintings inside the museum. She directly went into the place that shows their highlighted collections. Although these paintings are mostly fakes, Jiang Yu still loves to look at them. Especially her mom's favorite painting, The Kiss by Gustav Klimt. Her mother always loves golden colors, and that is one of the reasons why she likes this painting so much. As her eyes roamed around the gallery, another painting caught her attention. It was the Uranium and Atomica Melancholica Idol by Salvador Dali. She made her way to the painting and examined it. This painting is full of symbolism. It's full emotions. She can feel war, death, decay, sadness, and devastation. However, she can also feel hope. A new start. She can feel redemption. Very beautiful, a husky voice pulled her out from her thoughts. She looked at the man standing next to her. He is a tall guy around her age, trim build and not overly muscular. Her eyes traveled to his face and she couldn't help but pinch herself. This is not a man. This guy is a god. She is sure of it. He had jet black hair hanging over his forehead paired with equally black eyes. He had a strong jaw and a celestial nose. With beautiful pink lips that are curved into a smirk. What did you say? She asked him, shaking the weird thoughts out of her head. I said. It's very beautiful. The painting. The man answered, his dark eyes still fixed on her. You think so? But it's full of death and sadness and depression. She said as she moves her gaze back to the painting. Death is a beautiful thing. Without death, we cannot start a new life. Without death, there is no reincarnation. The man said, still looking at her. His gaze deep, as if he is trying to read her soul. Reach for it and grab it. Make it his own. Do you believe in reincarnation? She asked. Do you? Jiang Yu looked at the man again. She seemed to have seen him somewhere before. She can't seem to shake off the idea that she already met this guy. She narrowed her eyes trying to remember. No, that is impossible. She cannot forget a face as beautiful as his. She thought. Do I know you from somewhere? I feel like I have seen you before. She blurted her thoughts out. Did you? He smirked. Jiang Yu frowned. This man keeps on answering her questions with another one. I don't know. But I feel like I couldn't have forgotten a face as beautiful as yours, so maybe not. She shrugged, then she walked away from the man. The guy looks like an angel, but everything about him except for his face screams dangerous. So she decided not to prolong their conversation. And he keeps on staring at her like he wants to devour her. It's creepy. You know, you are the first girl who actually walked away from me without really finishing our conversation. The guy mumbled as he followed her. Conversation? I didn't think we had one. She said. Her steps didn't falter. You are also the first who ignored my good looks and didn't seem to like talking to me, he said. Well, mister, there is always a first to everything. The guy chuckled, seemed amused by their conversation. I agree. Just like how you will be the first to my everything. He said in a voice that she couldn't hear. Jiang Yu suddenly stopped walking. Why are you following me? She turned around and asked the person who is walking behind her. Why don't you like talking to me? He suddenly asked her. Jiang Yu rolled her eyes. Why would I like to talk to someone I don't know? I'm called Jean. Fu Jean. Now you know me, he gave her a blinding smile. Jiang Yu was taken aback. Not because of his smile but because of his name. This guy is actually Fu Jean. The heir to the Fu conglomerate. One of the 4 top families in the country. Why would this guy follow her around like a dog? Even trying to start a conversation, having the fact that she is ignoring him. This is not a character of someone rich and famous. This guy must be lying. This guy is an imposter. Chapter 17 Marriage Proposal. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yeah. Nice try. She turned her back and started walking again. She sure has no time for fake people. The guy didn't say anything, but he also didn't stop following her. Don't follow me around, she said. She is starting to get irritated. Still, the guy didn't stop walking behind her. I said stop. Or. She hissed as she looks at the guy. She is clearly annoyed by this guy's presence. Or what? The guy named Jean walked closer, emphasizing their height difference. Or I will call someone from Fu conglomerate and have you arrested for impersonating their young master, she said. She is sure that this is not Fu Jean. Although she hasn't seen the man in person, from her previous life, she knows that the heir to the Fu conglomerate is sickly. He didn't have the luxury to go outside. Much less roam into a museum and chase some girl he just met. Yet, contrary to her expectations, the guy didn't show any panic or fear. He even giggled, irritating her even more. You think I'm an imposter? He raised his eyebrow and walked closer, making her take a step back until she realizes that her back is already on the wall. She is trapped. He inclines his face towards her as she lifted her eyes and met his gaze. She could feel her heart beating wildly. For a brief second, they remained still. You know, I could always have you killed for sexually assaulting me. She broke the silence. Her eyes still fixed at him. This time, the guy took a step back and laughed merrily. I didn't sexually assault you. At least not yet. He shook his head and looked at her intensely before walking away while saying something that made her shiver. I'll forgive you for threatening to kill me. But, I will have to ask your grandfather to compensate. Her eyes widened in shock when she heard his statement. What compensate? Is this guy serious? He is just an imposter. He must be threatening me, she thought. Then her eyes widened even more. She wondered, how did this guy know about her grandfather? Did he know her? Did someone send him to harm her? She tried to look at the hallway where the guy disappeared into, but she couldn't see his shadow anymore. Xiao Yu. She suddenly heard Shenrong's voice behind her. What are you doing standing here alone? Shenrong asked her. Nothing. Let's go, she answered as they started walking away from the hallway. At the same time, in a dark corner of the art museum, Fu Jin was staring silently at Jiang Yu's silhouette. Tell me, did I do something wrong? He said, his voice almost croaky, low and rough, almost unrecognizable. The guy in a suit was just silently watching Fu Jin. Honestly, he didn't know what to say. Could he just tell him that he made the wrong approach? Now the young Miss Jiang will see him as someone creepy. His young master has been acting weirdly ever since he knew that young Miss Jiang had an encounter with Mr. Yu Chen. He seemed to be agitated. Then excited. Then angry. Answer me, Bei Yi, Fu Jin demanded. I didn't think so, young master. He said, his voice brittle in fear. Oh.org, but. Fu Jin asked. But I think you made the wrong approach. The young miss already thinks that you are impersonating yourself. And I think she also thinks that. Bei Yi hesitated. He had been with the young master since they were young, and this is the first time that the young master's intelligence seems to be non-existent today. That you are a bit creepy, he continued as he lowered his head. He is afraid to face the anger of their young master. But he also knows that young Master Jin doesn't like people who lie. The wrong approach, you say? Fu Jin said, still looking at the empty hallway. His eyes darkening. He is planning to woo Jiang Yu, but it seems that he needs to change his plans. He started walking away from the hallway and made his way into a secret elevator that will bring them to his transport. Did you hear something from the Yus? He asked Bei Yi as they boarded the elevator. Yes. Young master. The patriarch is planning to have Mr. Yu Chen and Miss Jiang Yu meet coincidentally. He wants Mr. Yu Chen to get close to the young miss and perhaps marry her in the future. Fu Jin didn't say anything. He wondered why would Jiang Yu hack Yu Chen's computer and send those images. Isn't she supposed to start competing for Yu Chen's attention? The hacking also didn't happen in their previous life. What could have changed her? He knit his eyebrows in annoyance. This is not the same as their previous life. Yu Chen didn't pursue Jiang Yu in the last lifetime, it's the other way around. If Yu Chen will start to pursue Jiang Yu in this time, then, will she fall in love with him? He pursed his lips. No, that cannot happen. I need to protect her. He thought as he boarded his car absent-mindedly. Where to, young master? He heard Bei Yi ask. Called father and asked him to prepare betrothal gifts. I am going to the Wang estate to propose for marriage. Bei Yi almost jumped out of his seat when he heard Fu Jin's answer. Young master, isn't this a bit too fast? You just met the young Mississippi I don't think the patriarch will agree. He said. The young Miss Jiang just threatened to have me killed. I'm afraid that she will do that, so I will ask for her grandfather to compensate me. Fu Jin said. Never mind, don't tell father. I will tell him myself. Let's go to the Wang estate. I will propose for a marriage. Bei Yi cannot follow his young master's logic, but he didn't say anything as he started driving towards the Wang mansion. Chapter 18 Silence. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wang Guiran was livid. He is furiously staring at the man across him. While the heir to the Fu conglomerate is sitting across him elegantly sipping his tea. Fu Jin smiled at the old man. I won't force her if she doesn't want to marry me. But at least give me 3 years to woo her. Fu Jin calmly said while looking at the old man sincerely. I don't want her to know any of this. I am just here to ask you not to set any engagement for your granddaughter in the next 3 years. I don't think that's a bad deal. After all, she is still young. He continued. Wang Guiran was gritting his teeth in anger. His granddaughter is only 17 years old. And this hateful man is already sitting his eyes on her. The most detestable thing is he can't really do anything to this man because of his background. I don't have a say to my granddaughter's marriage. I won't stop her to marry whoever she likes. He is telling the truth. He doesn't want his granddaughter to suffer. He already made the wrong decision when he let Wang Ro marry Jiang Chonming. He won't let that happen again. I understand. Fu Jin stood up. You don't have to send me out, he said as he walked himself out of the room, leaving both the Wang father and son speechless. How did Jiang Yu provoke someone like him? Wang Ho broke the silence after he made sure that Fu Jin already left the house. I don't have any idea. Go. Call Jiang Yu. I will send her back abroad. Father, listen. The Fu family's influence is not just in this country. Remember, they have been running around the world even before you were born. I don't think hiding Jiang Yu will help, Wang Ho asserted. Wang Ho's statement made old man Wang think harder. His son is right. He could not just hide his granddaughter. The Fu family is not a family to offend. Their roots run deep. He let out a long sigh as his shoulders slumped. Then what do you suggest we do? He asked his son. Let it be. Let Jiang Yu handle it. Trust her. She had been through a lot and she is a strong girl. We should stop treating her like a little girl. We need to let her grow on her own, Wang Ho advised his father. Also, I don't think it will be that easy to woo your granddaughter, he added. Speaking of that lass, I haven't seen her for a week now. Do you know what she had been up to? Wang Guiren inquired. She asked Minghua to gather some people for her. She is busy with the upcoming national exams, but I heard she is planning to create her own team. Though, I am not very clear of the purpose. Let her be. Don't interfere. You are right. We need her to grow so she can take over the business. I want her and Minghua to manage the group hand in hand, Wang Guiren said glumly. It seems that they need to stop treating Jiang Yu like a little girl. She will turn 18 in the next few months. As much as he wants to pamper her, he can't deny the fact that Jiang Yu still needed to establish herself in this tough world. And she can't do that with his intervention. After the examinations, I want her to start associating herself with the company, he added, his face solemn. Yes, father. Wang Ho concurred. Jiang Yu, on the other hand, is not aware that a certain someone already implanted himself shamelessly into his family to ask for her hand. Today is Monday, the first day of the week. Jiang Yu is on her way to the school. She is on her laptop trying to write another series of code for a software that she is planning to give her grandfather. She just ended a call with Wang Minghua. Her cousin sure is competent. In less than 5 days, he was able to find some people who fit Jiang Yu's standards. He already sent the file to her email, but she was not in a hurry to look at it. Jiang Yu was about to finish coding the program when she suddenly heard a screeching sound and a big explosion. She barely had time to scream before something knocked her back, then sideways. The car spun, then tumbled before it went to a stop. She can taste something metallic, coppery liquid pooling in her mouth, grazing her teeth, soaking her tongue. She tried to open her eyes. To no avail. Then she let out a gasp. Silence. Chapter 19. It's You. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 19. It's You. The moment darkness overtakes her consciousness, she immediately assumed she was dead. But she kept waking and fading. Waking and fading. She heard a buzzing noise, then some muffled voices. Then silence. She hated the silence more than the pain or the sounds of her bones breaking. No. She doesn't want the silence. She wondered what happened. Why is she experiencing this silence? Then her head throbbed as memories came flowing. They got into a car accident. She remembered the deafening sound of metal banging. She remembered being smashed by a tiny box, or maybe that was her laptop. She remembered the flames and the smoke. Gray smoke. Then she heard another explosion. Then silence. She can't remember anything. Her memories keep flickering like a light with a damaged switch. Is she dying? Must the world be so cruel? She died in a car crash in her previous life. Is she going to die like this again? She tried to concentrate. Still, she felt trapped. Then she can hear voices. Shouting. Sobbing. What is wrong with her? You said she will wake up in 24 hours. She heard someone shouting. Panicking. Sobbing. She wondered who owns that voice. He sounded so worried. Who could be so worried? Calm down. You have to calm down. She is a strong girl. Is that her uncle? How about his grandfather? He must have been so worried. Minghua, take him outside. No. I will stay here. I will not leave her like this. Idiot. Will your presence help her? She heard her cousin's voice. Then she heard someone crying. Who are they talking to? Who is he? Why is he crying? She badly wanted to open her eyes and see. She wanted to know. She tried to gather her senses again. Nothing. Still nothing. Then her consciousness flickered again. So someone planned it. Seems like it. Do you have any idea who would want her dead? The voices came as whispers, but she can hear them clearly. She wanted to ask. She wanted to know. She wanted to listen. But the voices faded as quickly as it came. Does someone want her dead? She wondered who might that be. Did she offend anyone? But she had been avoiding everyone from her past life except her maternal family. Who would want her dead? She heard another buzzing sound before it all faded. Did you suppress the news? Yes. I did. I don't want her father to know. I have a bad feeling about all this. Then there's another silence. A deafening silence. And that's when she heard it again. She heard someone sobbing. Begging for her to wake up. I'm sorry. Please wake up. You can't leave me like this again. You can't. She heard the same melancholic voice again. His voice is soft, almost fragile, so hollow and lost. He didn't sound like himself. She wondered what he used to sound like. She could hear it. The grief. A dull pang, as if his heart was stuck in his throat. Jiang Yu felt like she had seen this scene before. For some reason, she wanted to comfort him. She wanted to reach out. Caress him. Console him. It's more than 24 hours. Do you still want your jobs? You said she will wake up. Young master, please calm down. Let go of me. He sounded so angry. Why would he be angry? The scene is so familiar. It was as if she had witnessed this before. Did it happen in her past life? She didn't remember anyone like this in her past life. She tried to access her memories. She wanted to remember. She feels like she needed to remember. His presence alone puzzled her. He seemed to know her. Or else, why would he grieve? His voice seems so familiar and unfamiliar at the same time. Her consciousness faded again. She felt weird. As if she is floating. Is this it? Is she going to die now? Then she can feel it. She can sense it. The light. Her senses are slowly coming back. She felt it. The coldness, the dull pain in her shoulders. She slowly opens her eyes and analyzes her environment. She seems to be in a hospital. She blinks, closed her eyes, then blink again. After a few moments, she moved her gaze to the person sitting beside her bed. He just sat there staring blankly at the wall. Feeling her gaze, he turns his head and their gazes locked. It's you. She gasped. He gives her a soft smile. His eyes sparkling from immense joy. It's me. Chapter 20 Motives. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Silence enfolds the area as everyone waited for the doctor to say something. Jiang Yu is staring at Fu Jin. Her eyes full of questions. She wanted to know why this guy is here. Fu Jin seemed uncomfortable from her gaze. He clenched his jaws and stared at the doctor, trying to shake off his uneasy heart. Her vitals are all good. You can check her out of the hospital as soon as she is ready, the doctor said before stepping out to give the family members the room to themselves. After the doctor left, the environment becomes even weirder. Why are you here? Jiang Yu broke the silence as she continues to glare at Fu Jin. Fu Jin didn't say anything, he just fixed his gaze into her. Grandfather, why did you let this man get close to me? He is an imposter. Jiang Yu chided. He is pretending to be young Master Fu from the Fu family, you couldn't have fallen into his tricks. She stopped speaking as she fixed her gaze into her grandfather. Unless he is young Master Fu. She finished her own sentence. Her eyes wide from the sudden realization. This is wrong. Young Master Fu is a sickly young man. Why would he approach her at the museum? More importantly, why would he stay with her in the hospital? Fu Jin, go home, I will take care of this, his uncle said, imploring Fu Jin to leave. Even Wang Ho is not clear about the situation. He has no idea how to explain to Jiang Yu about Fu Jin's presence. They couldn't just say that Fu Jin already asked her grandfather to marry her. Could they? Jiang Yu seemed to think Fu Jin is impersonating himself. Does that mean that Jiang Yu didn't know Fu Jin before? Then why would he want to marry someone he doesn't know? Fu Jin didn't say anything. He understood Wang Ho. He just nodded, then he gives Jiang Yu another glance before strutting his way out of the room. So, can someone tell me why young Master Fu is here alone with me? Crying. While I'm unconscious. Her question startled everyone in the room. Sensing the questions in their minds, Jiang Yu smiled and rolled her eyes. Yeah. I heard you. Even when I'm unconscious, I heard all of you. Including him. She acknowledges what everyone was thinking. Fu Jin came to talk to me and your uncle last weekend. Her grandfather started. He asked us not to set any engagement for you. At least for the next 3 years. He didn't mention the fact of Fu Jin asking to marry Jiang Yu. He didn't want her granddaughter to know that. Not now. Engagement. Why would he do that? We only met once. Jiang Yu furrowed her brows in confusion. Young Master Fu asking a thing like that after their first meeting seems unreasonable. That is the only word that she can use to describe this situation. He won't say, her grandfather answered. And did you agree? She asked. I don't see any reason why I should disagree. You are still so young anyway. Jiang Yu is astounded. She couldn't seem to understand why a guy like Fu Jin wastes his time meddling about her marriage. Not that she is mad about it. She even felt it was a good thing. Maybe she will thank the guy later. She heard someone knock and the door was open from the outside. Master, the Zhangs just arrived and they want to see the young miss. She heard Wang Bolan's voice. She felt comforted seeing him. She thought something terrible must have happened to him. She looked at Wang Bolan and saw some bandages in his head. She hoped he only received small injuries. Wang Guiran let out a sigh as he tears his gaze away from his granddaughter. Let them in. Someone must have leaked the news to the Zhangs. He made a mental note and promised to take care of this leakage soon. This is not over. Jiang Yu grumbled at her grandfather. She couldn't help but feel irritated with the timing of this people. Jiang Yu. Oh, thank God you're fine. You made us worried. Lu Shi's high-pitched voice immediately got into Jiang Yu's nerves as she wailed and approached her. Jiang Yu looked at the family of three who just entered the room. She gave them a half-baked smile only to freeze when she realized that Yu Qin came with them. Lu Shi started sobbing while she holds Jiang Yu's hands, patting it like her true mother. Jiang Yu, on the other hand, can't help but feel disgusted by such actions. If she didn't hear Lu Shi say such venomous words in her previous life, then she might have believed her now. Lu Shi is such an impressive actress. It irritates her. You have to come back to the house to have your mother or Jiang Mian take care of you, Jiang Chanming asserted while giving her a stern look, trying to establish his dominance. They need to take every opportunity they could get to be close to her. Especially Jiang Mian. Jijia father is right. You have to come back, or you can let me stay with you for a few days at your house until you get better, Jiang Mian asserted. She can't seem to hide the happiness in her voice. In fact, she is very happy, to say the least. She really can't wait to get close to her sister. Junior Jiang, I also think that your father is very reasonable. You should come back and live with the people who can take care of you. Yu Qin couldn't help but say something and help convince Jiang Yu to live with her parents. After all, he needed to get close to her. And, her living with the Jiangs will make it easier. Plus, he already spoke to Jiang Mian about his plan. And to his surprise, she already gave him her permission to court her older sister. He is happy that Jiang Mian understood his situation. Jiang Yu's head couldn't help but ache while looking at these people. They just came in without even asking how she is. They even want her to move back to the Jiangs. Did these people really see her as someone so dumb and easy to manipulate? She can't help but give them a disgusted look, which she quickly masked with a blank face. These people have their own motive for inviting her back. She can't help but think about what she heard. Her accident was planned. If any one of these people planned that accident, then she will make sure to reciprocate.